Boom, boom, bam. Welcome back to another edition of the Great Debate Show. I'm back, better than ever, baby. Up in this bitch. Why am I back? It's Uncle JJ, and I got something to say. What do I have to say? There's another trade. Somewhat breaking news. I'm not thrilled or excited about it, but what we are seeing is the things that I said that was going to happen with the Boston Celtics, okay? I talked about the Boston Celtics earlier today. I've been talking about them for the past couple of days, letting everybody know that the Celtics are going to reset. They just have to. They have a salary cap of like $500 million as far as how much of that cap is being used. Big contracts. And we know Tatum isn't going anywhere, even though he's out for the 2025-2026 season. But everybody else, it's up for grabs. Who knows? Al Horford, he's a free agent. We don't know if he's coming back or not. Probably not. I told you Porzingis could get moved. Holiday could get moved. And Holiday got traded last night. And the breaking news right now is that Kristaps Porzingis was just traded to the Atlanta Hawks. He's going to be teaming up with Trae Young. How do y'all like that? It's a 3-team trade. So you have Porzingis going to Atlanta. Porzingis is going to Atlanta. The Nets is involved in this trade. They got a second-round pick, I believe. I think the Celtics got a pick. They got Anthony Simmons from Portland in a Holiday trade. I think they only got picks for this one right here. The Nets received the draft pick, and the Hawks, of course, got Porzingis. I'm trying to see if I'm missing anything. I don't think I am, though. Let's see. Let me make sure I get it right. Boston and Atlanta and Brooklyn are finalizing a 3-team trade. That trade will send Porzingis and a second-round pick to the Hawks. So the Hawks got a second-round pick and Porzingis. Terrence Mann and the Atlanta's number 22 pick is going to the Nets. And Georges Niang, I hope I'm saying that right, but probably not, and a second-rounder is what the Celtics get. So the Celtics are going to get a second-round pick and a player, while the Hawks are going to get the second-round pick and Porzingis. And Terrence Mann and the number 22 pick is going to the Brooklyn Nets. So that's the 3-team trade. I just told you all earlier today the Celtics need to hit the reset button. A lot of Celtic fans was in here saying, but the Celtics still going to be good next year, or just watch. Okay. They won't be. But it's okay. The Celtics have time to get it back together. That's why they're hitting the reset button now. Getting rid of some of these big expensive contracts like Holiday and Porzingis especially. Those are the two guys that I knew were going to leave first. Those are the two guys that were added to this roster a few years ago, which is the reason why the Celtics won the championship last year. Now those two guys are gone. They're not winning a championship next year. They're not. And they may not be done, because a report came out just about an hour ago that a lot of teams are calling the Celtics for Jaylen Brown. Now, I would love to have Jaylen Brown in Memphis. I don't know what the Grizzlies can do to make that happen. I don't know what the Celtics would accept, but they just got a ham sandwich for Porzingis. So that lets you know they just want to get these contracts off the books, because it's a lot. I told you their salary cap is tight. So they're trying to free up some space here. And the way to do that is get these players off. They got Porzingis gone for a little bit of nothing. They got a second-round pick and a player. And I don't even know who that player is. So here, there we go. That's where we stand right now. The Celtics have traded Kristaps Porzingis to the Atlanta Hawks. How do y'all feel about the Hawks? We know the Eastern Conference is going to be pretty weak. So it's wide open with Tatum out for the Celtics, Halliburton out for the Pacers, and Dame Lillard out for the Bucks. The Atlanta Hawks are trying to make a move, and they just did, so they can compete like the Orlando Magic, who's trying to do something when they made their trade last week for Desmond Bane. So here we go. Want to say hello to everybody that's joining me on YouTube. Azan Ali, what's up? Mayak, what's up? TikTok, how y'all doing? This is an emergency podcast. I'm normally here Monday through Friday, weekdays, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I just wanted to drop in and break the news. The Celtics are hitting the reset button for sure, and they may not be finished. And just as soon as they reported that they may not be finished, last night they talked about there could be more trades coming, and I told you all it was to subtract, not to add. And then here we are today. Porzingis is the second guy to go. Could Jaylen Brown be next? I don't know what the Celtics are thinking, but people are calling. I don't know if the Celtics are taking calls on Jaylen Brown or not, but he could be next. I would love for him to be a Grizzly. They could use his perimeter defense. And he still would get to be Robin and not have to be Batman, as he would join Triple J, Ja Morant, and the Memphis Grizzlies. That would be great. We got the 4 picks that we got from the Orlando trade. We probably would be willing to give them a Jalen Wells or a Scottie Pippen, but I would hope nothing else or nothing more. But I would think that would be worth it. And it would be like Desmond Bane never left, because that's an upgrade, Jaylen Brown over Desmond Bane. But anyway, Jaylen Brown, wherever he goes, he may be next. What do you all think? Do I got any Celtic fans in the building? How do you feel about it? I think the Celtics, if they draft right, if they draft good, hit this reset button like they're doing, they will be back 2026 season, the 26-27 season when Jason Tatum returns at full strength. I don't know who or what that roster will look like, but if they draft good, they will be fine. And they're getting some draft picks right now that they're ganging up on. I don't know what they're going to do tomorrow night, but we'll see. Trae Young and Porzingis in the pick and roll. How y'all feel about that? So now you've got Porzingis and Clint Capella in the front court, if I'm not mistaken. Clint Capella is still an Atlanta Hawk, right? If that's the case, then the Hawks may be on to something. So Atlanta and Orlando, the 2 teams in the Eastern Conference that has made a trade, and they're trying to be the Indiana Pacers next year. That's what everybody's trying to do. They're trying to be the Indiana Pacers. Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had. Just wanted to say that real quick. What are the Boston Celtics going to do next? I hope this isn't crushing any Celtic fans, because they should have saw this coming, especially with Tatum being out. This was actually a good thing for the Celtics, in my opinion. They don't have to reach. They don't have to do anything that's going to cost them later on in the foreseeable future. They don't have to do anything that's going to hurt the cap even worse. So, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. All right, y'all. I just wanted to say that. What's up, the money, and everybody that's joining me, Angel, Nick, Marco, Buzz, Killington. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank you. If I don't know ball, Marco, just go ahead and just go find another channel to watch, brother. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Y'all are so funny, man. Y'all are so funny, man. People just come in here just to hate, just to be negative. Let me do me, and you do you, and everything is everything. The Boston Celtics are not going to compete for a championship next year. Okay? Whether you think I know ball or not, the Celtics are not going to compete for a championship next year. They have hit the reset button. They're trying to renovate the house as of now. Maybe not rebuild it completely, but they're at least trying to renovate it. And Holiday and Porzingis are not going to be a part of that renovation. And I knew that those will be the first 2 to leave. So for me not to know basketball, how did I get that right? How did I get that right, Marco? Porzingis is gone. Holiday is gone. And in my opinion, that ain't no my opinion, it's a fact. Those 2 guys are the reason why they won the championship. I watched Holiday shut down Kyrie Irving, which I hated to see, but I love Drew Holiday too, so I wasn't surprised. I saw Porzingis be unstoppable in the postseason and the finals, and those were the 2 additions that got them over the hump. Before those 2 guys, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, that Celtic team had reached their ceiling. And I said that they should have broke it up then, but they didn't. They reached, and they got more. It worked. They got a championship out of it. Now it's time to do it, start it over. Break it down a little bit, reset, start over. By the time Tatum comes back, they'll be better prepared to compete again for a championship. Maybe. They got a draft right, though. I don't know what the roster looks like right now, but let's see what else happens. Are they done? Or do they continue to let players go? Or do they add more players just in different areas that are cheaper? I don't know. We'll see. But they said last night they were going to be aggressive, and they were not done after the holiday trade. Well, that seems to be true. Seems to be true. Yep. Thank y'all for joining me. This is the Great Debate Show. It's available wherever you get your podcast. Hit the follow button. Like, rate, review, and follow. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. And thank you all for joining me. Again, this was just a emergency podcast. That's all. Just an emergency podcast. Yep. Yep. Okay. Is that all? Anybody got anything else? Nobody got nothing to say? All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this sucker up. Tomorrow night is the draft. The 76ers have the number 3 pick, the number 3rd pick in the draft, and Paul George is already kind of talking about their potential draft pick tomorrow night. I can't think of the young brother's name right now, but he was saying something about it on his podcast that they very well could be teammates after tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll see how that goes, what the Sixers do with that pick. Right now, Embiid, Maxey, and George are the key players that's on the roster. They're going to run it back. Their free agents are people like Quentin Grimes, who's restricted. The projected cap space, they have none. So, see what the Sixers do tomorrow night. The number 1 pick, we're pretty sure the Dallas Mavericks will select Cooper Flag. And that number 2 pick, that could get dealt. We'll see. Ace Bailey, that's the guy from Rutgers. That's the guy who could get picked at number 3 to the Sixers. But Paul George was saying that he was demanding, he was being too demanding or whatever. And his draft stock has kind of slipped a little bit. You got Trey Johnson out of Texas. You got Edge Comby or whatever his name is out of Baylor. Common Maluka out of Duke. A couple of guys out of Duke. Jeremiah Fears out of Oklahoma, projected at 8. Those are the best available players right now for tomorrow night's draft. But again, number 1, that's pretty much, everybody pretty much knows how that's going to go down. Cooper Flag. Going to the Dallas Mavericks, making that backcourt better, and holding it down until Kyrie comes back, replacing Luka. How do Miles fans feel about it? We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll probably do a live stream during the draft, during the first couple of picks anyway. User 888 says thoughts on how the Knicks will be with the East looking the way it does. Shit. Good enough to where they don't even have to make any moves. They may do something, but they don't have to. They don't necessarily have to. Now, I thought they needed to probably get rid of Cat and go get a bigger fish like Giannis. But that was before Giannis changed his mind and said, I don't want to go anywhere. That was before Halliburton went down. And with Tatum and Lillard out, yeah, man, I would say the sky's the limit for the Knicks. They have a chance to get back to where they were, get over that hump, get to the finals, and maybe compete for a championship. But they got to hire a good coach. They haven't done that yet. That's the one thing that they need to do. And they're lucky that they probably can get to the finals next season without having to do anything. They're actually lucky for that. But, yeah, I think the Knicks will be okay, man. I think they'll be fine. Thank you for the comment. What's up to Alejandro? Yeah, a little concerned. They don't have a coach yet. I know, right? But they're looking. They had a good interview with Mike Brown. They had a good interview with the Grizzlies' former coach, Taylor Jenkins, and they're looking at some other guy right now. I can't think of his name. So I guess they're narrowing it down, and we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But thank y'all for joining me right now. Zekel in the building. What's up? What's up with you? Hope all is well. Juju, how y'all doing, man? Just wanted to say that, and I'm going to get out of here. All right. That's all I got. That's it. Big Ali says, who are some of your sprain rappers of all time? Sprain? I don't know. You asking me that right, bro? Okay. Yeah. Ace Bailey, the number 3 prospect, could be going to the Sixers. Who knows? Don't know. But we'll see. Cooper Flag is going number 1. We know that. And right now, Porzingis is going to play with Trae Young next year. How do y'all feel about that? Did the Hawks just get better? Did the Celtics, are they still okay? Or do you think that they're slipping? I know why they're doing it. They're doing it for a reason. They got to get these players off of the books. They just got to. They didn't have any other choice. And these are the 2 that they added, and that's how they won a championship. They got the chip. They see now that window is closed for now, and they moved on. They're doing the right thing, I'm not going to lie. They will get that 18th championship ring in a couple of years if they draft well. They'll be back. This is a very wise decision, in my opinion, because the Celtics are not being stubborn like the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns are like, man, we still got a chance to win. We ain't trading Booker. They say they're trying to trade Bradley Beal, but they're probably not going to be able to do it. With a no-trade clause, he's going to be very picky about where he decides to go, and probably nowhere. But they're being foolish by not blowing that whole thing up. They need to rebuild. Not reset, they need to rebuild completely. In Phoenix, the Celtics understand that they don't really need to rebuild necessarily, even though they probably could. But they at least know that they need to change, reset, get some of these players off, get back a little younger, cheaper. And I told you, they're just like the 49ers kind of when it comes to the cap. The 49ers did the same thing. They didn't have any other choice. They could not pay Dre Greenlaw and all these other guys because they had to pay the quarterback Brock Purdy, even though I don't agree with what they paid him, but they were going to do it, and it's done. So what happens next with Jaylen Brown? Does he get traded? And if so, where? Or do they? This is going to determine everything. If they trade Jaylen Brown, this is not a reset. This is a rebuild. Because if you trade him away, there goes your Batman or your 1B, whatever you called him when him and Tatum is playing together. That pretty much says they know they're not competing next year. If they keep him, it depends on who else stays. But Holiday is gone and Porzingis is gone, and in my opinion, those are the 2 guys that got them over the hump to win a championship. They wouldn't have done it without those 2 additions. Ace 97 said the Celtics aren't playing with the second apron. Yeah, man, the Celtics ain't bullshit, man. I told you that these guys were going to get gone. I knew it. It only makes sense. The big question is, are they done, or is Jaylen Brown next? If Jaylen Brown is available and people are calling for him, I just got that Bleacher Report. People are calling for Jaylen Brown. I just don't know what the Celtics are telling them. Are they saying, no, he's not for trade? Or are they listening? That's what's key. That's what's key. Brian Cole Jr. in the building says, hey, how you doing, man? Thank you for joining me. K2 Mac. Your summer good so far? It's going all right. It's hot as fuck. But it's going all right. Thank you for asking. I hope all is well with y'all. Gage in the building. Brian Cole Jr. says, would you rather gain muscle or gain eager? 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 What is that? D Nice. I think Jaylen Brown is gone. I hope you're right, D Nice. Huh. What the YNs be saying today? On God, I hope you're right. But I'm only saying it because I want him on my team. We need somebody in the backcourt that can defend the perimeter because we really don't have anyone that's good at that. Bane was the best at it. And he's still not your top 5 two-way player in the league, but he does play some defense. We don't have anybody that plays defense good enough on the perimeter. Jaylen Brown will be great. Not only that, he can score. What does he average? 20. What does he average? I know it's at least 20. So it would be just like we didn't lose Bane. We got an upgrade from him if we were to get him. Where could he go? What about the Spurs? They couldn't get KD. Maybe they go for Jaylen Brown. The Knicks still want to look for another big fish. I couldn't dare see the Celtics trade. Now, I'll take that back. The Celtics wouldn't dare do that. They would not trade anybody to the Knicks. So, scratch that. Forget I said that. But I like D-Nice saying that. He said that Jaylen Brown is gone. I don't know why he's saying that. I don't know if you have any sources or whatever, D-Nice. If you do, please share them with me. But I sure hope you're right. The Bleacher Report has confirmed that teams are calling for his services. I just don't know what the Celtics are telling them. But they got rid of 2 already. Holiday last night, Porzingis today. Wonder what'll happen tomorrow. Ken in the building, what's up? He says, what do you think the next move for the Hawks should be? I don't know. Clint Capella and Porzingis, that's a hell of a front court. It's just Porzingis doesn't stay healthy, y'all. If you're in Atlanta, don't get too excited. Remember, the Celtics needed Porzingis this postseason against the Knicks. He wasn't really available. He had something going on. He was sick, and they said that whatever it was draining him. He was fatigued. I don't know. If he's gotten over that, this is a good move for the Hawks. But health is wealth, man. He needs to be healthy first. I won't be thinking about basketball right now until he gets whatever that is situated. And I haven't heard anything else about it, but they said it was a very uncommon sickness that nobody could really figure out. I don't know. D-Night said, I don't think they're going to continue to pay both players. So you think Capella is going to be gone? I don't know. Is he a free agent? I'm not sure. The Nets got Terrence Mann. Nobody's talking about this, so I guess nobody cares. They also got a 2025 first-round pick. That's number 22. That's coming from Atlanta. And again, the Hawks got Porzingis and the second-round pick from Boston. Boston got a player that I don't know who the hell that is, and a pick. Second round. A lot of second-round stuff going on today. Ace 97 said the Suns need to ask Booker where he wants to go and rebuild. Man, what you said. But these owners are so stubborn. Or the general managers, whoever it is calling the shots in the front office, they're so stubborn, man. They think that window, that championship window is still open, and it's not. That was 2021 when the Suns went to the finals. It's 2025. Let it go. I'm with you, Ace. They need to let that go. Man, I wish Devin Booker was for trade. It'd really be lit right about now, wouldn't it? Man, it really would be lit. D-Nice said Boston paid for the championship. That's what I just said about 15 minutes ago. They did. Because Porzingis and Holiday, who they were able to sign after the Trailblazers released him, after they got him in a trade, that was unfair, in my opinion. And that's what got them the championship. They don't win if Drew Holiday does not lock down Kyrie, and Porzingis was just unbelievable throughout that postseason and the finals. Tatum was all right, and Jaylen Brown was the MVP of the finals. So, yeah, they bought that championship. They did. And I think they realized that's all they're going to get out of it. And that's why they're moving on. They sent Holiday back to Portland for a younger player. Yeah, that wasn't bad, getting Anthony Simmons. You hold that guy. He'll be there when Tatum comes back. You got these draft picks. Let's see what they do with those. Tatum will be coming back to a younger version of the Celtics, after the reset. The refresher. That's what that is. So I think the Celtics are doing the right thing, and I think it's better to realize it now than later when there's really nothing you can do. The Suns, they're being too stubborn and foolish. They should be doing exactly what the Celtics are doing right now. The Lakers, they should be trading LeBron right now. And they can get their big, and they can get another guy in the backcourt. Or another guy in the front court. They could get two bigs if they would just get rid of LeBron. I don't know what new ownership is going to do, though. Steel DRE in the building. How you doing, Dre? He says, do you think the WWE would have Goldberg defeat Gunther and Rollins cash in the Goldberg? Now, Dre, I could have sworn you asked me that earlier. Yes, I do. I do. I didn't think that when I first heard that Goldberg was returning, but looking at it, it makes no sense for Goldberg to come back and lose when they have the championship title in the picture. And Jey Uso could still be the champion, and they could still do their Gunther and Goldberg match. Nobody cares. It is what it is. Get it over with. Let him have his moment and get the fuck on. So why did they put the title on Gunther? So he can lose to Goldberg. Gunther snaps out on Goldberg. Seth Rollins comes cashing it in. Now, either he cashes in and wins the title from Goldberg, or the tribal chief comes back before he actually wins the belt. I think that's how that's going to go. D-Nice said, I don't like Jason Tatum's shot selection. Me either. Me either. We think alike a lot. We think a lot alike, D-Nice. D-Guy says, can you grab the camera for Lamar Jackson, Eddie? How do I do that, D-Guy? How do I do that? Stewart in the building. Lewis Angel in the building. How y'all doing? Hope all is well. I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I ain't going to waste too much time. Porzingis is a hawk. He's playing with Trae Young. If that's because Clint Capella is leaving, then where is Clint Capella going to go? And why would you do that? I like Clint Capella. Porzingis is cool, but he's not going to be available the entire season. Let's be real. Let's be real. I'm from Baltimore and a Raven and a Laker fan. Well, I'm going to ask you what everybody's been asking me, D-Nice. How is that? Everybody keep asking me how I'm a Niner and a Grizzly fan. How are you a Raven and a Laker? I know how you're a Raven, I mean. My co-host Terrence is a Raven fan. How are you a Laker? Oh, there's no basketball in Maryland. That's easy. My fault. I got you. I like your quarterback, man. To me, he's the best in the game. Overall, he's the best football player in the world. I just wish he would get a Super Bowl ring to back it up and to shut all these haters up. I really hope he wins the Super Bowl. Josh Allen, too. I'm sick of seeing the same old team in the Super Bowl every year. They win some, they lose some, but it's always the same old KC Chiefs. He said, D-Night said basketball went to D.C. That's right. You could have been a Wizard, but I don't blame you for not being a Wizard fan. I can't blame you at all. Stewart said I wanted Jay to win. Jey Uso? What, the King of the Ring thing? They pushing this Cody, Randy Orton thing. Randy Orton may go back heel. I don't know. Maybe that'll be the reason why Cody doesn't win, but more than likely Cody wins, and if Cody wins, then it's Cody Cena 2 for SummerSlam. I just ain't interested in it. I'm watching it, but I'm not really enjoying what I'm seeing. I'm not. Zach in the building. What's up, Zach? He says the only home sports team I like is UNC in basketball. I'm a UNC fan, man. That's what's up. If you're talking about, yeah, he said basketball. Men's basketball, yeah. Grew up at Tar Heel. Yep. I can see the Celtics asking for picks and a few young players for Jaylen Brown, and I would gladly give them to him, Ace. I'd gladly give them to him. We've got 4 unprotected first-round picks out of the Orlando trade with Desmond Bane. Let's make it happen. I don't want to give up Scottie Pippen Jr., and I like Jalen Wells, too. I like Aldama, too. They're going to extend Aldama and Triple J, so they're not going anywhere. I'll give you Jalen Wells or Scottie Pippen Jr. But if I give you all 4 picks, You shouldn't need a player. That's what I would be saying to the Celtics. But Ace seems to think that he can see them taking a few young players and some picks for Jaylen Brown. I'm with it. But if I give you a player, you don't get all 4 picks. You get 2 picks and a player. If I don't have to give up any players, you can get all 4 of them picks, brother. That's what I say. That's what I say. All right, I'm out of here, y'all. I got some bills to pay. Thank y'all for joining me, though. How much could the Lakers get back in a trade for LeBron? I don't know, but more than what they would get trading Austin Reeves or trading what's his name, Jackson Hayes or whatever his name is. He's all right too. They need to keep him, but it's just better if he is not the starting big. I don't know, man. I would say that they're gonna get some picks. I don't think they would really want the picks though. They want a player. You can get a player and some picks. You can get a few players and some picks. It's LeBron James. The only hiccup in that would be, how long is LeBron trying to give us? Is he going to opt out, opt in? What is he going to do? How long will he be here? And that would depend on where he's going. But new ownership wouldn't give a damn about that. They've got Luka for the future. They shouldn't give a damn about LeBron right about now. Thank you. Thank you for the 2020 championship. Thank you for everything that you've done the 6-7 years you've been here. But we're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it pushing. Yep. I believe James has a no trade clause. He probably does. But I'm not for sure about that. Not sure. Hello to Kristen. Ace, thank you, man. Thank y'all for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If any other news breaks, I'll be letting y'all know. But tomorrow night is the draft. I'll be streaming live during the first couple of picks. Cooper Flag is projected to be the first overall pick to the Dallas Mavericks in the latest mock draft. You know that's where he's going. And I need Maverick fans to calm down and relax and be happy, because they're still in a great position to compete in the Western Conference next season. With Cooper Flag, the return of Kyrie, AD, Lively just got extended. Gafford just got extended, and Lively's still there also. We'll see what happens with PJ Washington. Yeah. No, I would say the NBA is kind of trending up now after the Luka trade and a good, surprisingly good postseason. I would say it's kind of trending up. But thank you for the comment, Eddie. He said he only watches hockey. Hey, man, to each his own. Somebody said John Cena. What's up, Kenny? Thank you, Kenny Redmond. Do you come on daily? I do. Weekdays, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Yep. Live on TikTok, live on YouTube. And I'm about to switch it up and do more on X, formerly known as Twitter, because I don't always get everybody in here on YouTube, depending on what I'm talking about. But I do appreciate some of the people to come in and still hit the like button on their way out. I thank you for that. Okay. That's all I got right now. Oh, and another trade earlier today that I didn't care about. The Pelicans got Jordan Poole from the Washington Wizards. That deal allowed the Wizards to likely approach $100 million cap space. I forgot the players that left Washington. Man. That wasn't really nothing to talk about. CJ McCollum and what's his name? Kelly Olynyk, whatever his name is. Those two guys and a few picks left New Orleans and went to Washington. And Jordan Poole and I think another pick or something is what New Orleans received. That ain't really big news, so I didn't come back and break that news because it wasn't Zion Williamson. And I don't know what's going to happen with Zion right now. He's going through a lawsuit over like sexual assault or something like that, so I'll rape. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. Joe Dumars has took over, and he said that Zion ain't going anywhere. But he doesn't think so. But that would have been good if he could have got traded. That would have been some breaking news. What are the Blazers doing? What the hell are the Blazers doing, says Ima. I don't know. Your guess is good as mine. I don't know much about the Trailblazers, but they're probably going to release Drew Holiday like they did last time when they got him in a trade. Who's going to be lucky enough to pick him up? I would love for it to be my Grizzlies. I know y'all tired of hearing me say that, but we need defense on the perimeter. That'll help a whole lot. Does Ja need to be better offensively? Yes. And he needs to be better defensively too. But if we could get a Jaylen Brown or a Drew Holiday in that backcourt, defending, we wouldn't allow the 120, 130, 140 points that we will allow on a night in, night out basis. I wouldn't mind him coming to the Lakers. Who, Drew Holiday? Or Jaylen Brown? JD said KD leaving the Suns. I'm so sad. He's already gone. He's gone. He's a Rocket. He's a Rocket now. The Rock Johnson turn on John Cena. Yeah, that's going to happen. But it's still been some... Because everything with the Rock not coming back, everything's just kind of been... I know how they're going to try to make up for it and make it seem like the Rock had nothing to do with Cena's heel turn. I don't know. But yeah, he probably will turn on Cena so Cena can go back babyface before he retires. This is why the whole thing was stupid. He didn't have to do it. They booked themselves into a corner. Drew Holiday with the Lakers would be good, but they need to focus on that front court though, man. JD said, no, you're just not knowing that KD is already gone from the Phoenix Suns, man, really? Yeah, that happened Sunday. Yeah, that happened Sunday. Okay, I heard my dog barking, so let me see what's going on there. Might have to get the strap. All right, y'all be safe. Have a good evening. I'll be back tomorrow. I do this weekdays. Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. If anything else breaks, I will come back and do that. But until then, I'm going to be thugging behind that project building, plotting up a way that we can make $1 million. Oh, y'all don't know about that old juvie? All right, man, y'all be safe. Have a good evening. Until we yeet again, y'all be safe out there. And AJ Styles get to answer custom champion. They need to do something with AJ Styles, man. Stop playing around. Because he's the only one who's old, who still is good. You want to give a retirement tour to somebody, give it to him. What up, Lulu? Bang, bang. All right, I'm out. I'm out. I'll be back tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Peace. But until then...